Welcome back to Longstreet Attacks, Revolution Games, Herman Luttman Design. We're playing Assault on the Emmitsburg Road. We're up to the last set of turns, 8 p.m., 8:20 for the scenario. Kind of winding up everything here, and just wanted to give you a little bit of an overview before we actually get into this turn, which is going to be a little bit wild in terms of how things are going to go. So after the 7:40 turn and the 8 p.m. turn, the Union has pushed forward with more reinforcements, kind of a hodgepodge of reinforcements, because if we look closely here around Trossel Farm, we've got a mixture of Brewster, Willard, Harrow, Graham, Willard, Harrow regiments that are all kind of putting up some sort of defense around the farm to keep Barksdale and Wolford out. Barksdale and Wolford, as we've known for quite a while, are severely depleted. You can see we've got a couple of units that can't be rebuilt because they went on the broken track, and they're actually shaken here as well. So pretty tough situation to get in here again. We still got Wolford, who's in pretty decent shape, and we have the artillery back here. We've got Manley's guns here. We've got Gilbert's guns here. We've got Parker's guns over here. We've got Jordan's guns over here. Hopefully to try to do something to push back the Union. So maybe we could get a couple units in there towards the end of the turn and take the Trossel Farm for the victory. Up to the north, still holding the Emmitsburg Road across the line. You can see the Union has a nice solid line, again, of a hodgepodge of units right in the center, right around Trossel thickets. Our line here with the Confederates, with Anderson, is a little thin because you see Wilcox has had to drift in this direction over here to attack Rogers Farm, while Wright and Posey are slowly moving up to attack here. Lang has been stuck. He's had some miscommunications over here, so he's stuck back behind Roger Farm, but hopefully he can get up here and to attack as well. So that's where we stand. Union is pretty beat up and has a lot of regiments that are are depleted, or morale hits, or just all over the place with everything. So we'll see what happens. Everybody's going to go all out for this last turn and kind of go from there. So with the artillery, Union's going to start off first. They're going to start with their guns up on Cemetery Hill. Cushing and Arnold's guns up here, taking shots down at Posey, trying to knock him out. They get a routine hit. 24 is a retreat 1, so that pushed him back a little bit, but he's still in good stead. And he has to go back 2 because he can't stay with the 18th Mississippi for stacking purposes. So now we've got Parker's artillery. He's back over here, and he's going to try to clear out the road down to the Trossel Farm and shoot at the 19th Maine up there. So he's going to take his shot, and that's going to be on a 6-7. He rolls a 52. That's good. It's a routine hit. 16 is going to be a morale hit and a retreat 2. So that goes in the Confederates' favor with a couple hits, and he's got to go back across the farm, and it opens up that road a little bit more for Barksdale and Wolford to potentially get in there. Moving along here, we've got Weir, who has had to retreat back from the Trossel Farm up onto the lower half of Cemetery Ridge. He's looking for a long shot at the Peach Orchard at Gilbert's guns and try to knock him out before he can. Looks like that's too long for him. And he's actually going to go after Barksdale's broken unit over here. Or excuse me, not broken unit. Shaken unit over here and try to knock them out. So they're going to be on the 5 out of 2 cohesion. They roll a 51. It's a routine hit. 1-1, but no damage is done. Okay, coming back to Gilbert. Gilbert's going to target Graham's hex here, 57th and 141st Pennsylvania, right in the Trossel's Orchard. And they're going to be a 6-7 with a cohesion of 3. They roll a 46, so there's a routine. Rolls a 41, which is going to be retreat 1. So the 141st Pennsylvania falls back into Plum Run, right at the river crossing there, the Ford hex. So next, we've got Buckley's guns. They're these guys up here. They've been kind of hiding with the 3rd Maine, kind of blocking the Millerstown Road. They're going to take a shot at that shaken unit of Barksdale. They're going to be 4 SP. Roll a 25. That's going to be a miss. And now we go to Jordan's artillery. He's the one here on Emmitsburg Road over by the Klingel farm. He's going to take a shot at Willard right there. It's going to only be 2 SP with a cohesion of 3. Rolls a 14, which is a miss. All right, USA is going to pass now. They don't have any more guns that they want to use. And now we're going to get Manley's units going against the 57th Pennsylvania. And this is going to be a 5 SP at 2 cohesion. Rolls a 32, it's a routine hit. 44, it's a retreat 1. So they push the 57th out of there. So that opens up, let me scroll up here a minute. That's going to open up a nice avenue of approach right in through here for Barksdale's units, if they can get the chip pull accordingly. Wolford also can support that by attacking potentially Willard, both here and here, and hopefully get a seam open there that they can hold out on. Okay, next we've got some backup on Cemetery Ridge. We're going to take a look at Peterson's unit. Peterson and Wolf are firing long range at artillery and infantry up there on the ridge. 6-7. Rolls a 13 is a miss. And then we go to the chip pull stage. So the artillery, kind of mixed results, but key results here for the Confederates. They were able to hit in here pretty good. Union artillery was not really effective at all. They didn't really push anybody back on here. And then the rest of the Confederate artillery to the north on Emmitsburg Road really didn't get any results either. So, but the stage is set to try to get to that Trossel farm again. So let's go over the chit pull. Let me pull up some of the things here. First off, we get a USA command chit first, which is going to be a firefight. All right, that's going to be, I think it's going to be a hold. Yep, it's hold. And the command confusion comes out. Oh, that's going to be critical. They get a command confusion on the U.S. side, so that could slow down the Confederates severely. So first up, it looks like the Union is getting the pulls. Is Hancock. Let's see if he activates. Rolls a 6. Oh, he fails to activate. So that's a bonus for the Confederates. And now we got another USA command chit. Confidence, another hold. And then we've got McLaws division. Oh, okay, here we go. McLaws can get out and start doing stuff. But remember, there's a command confusion sitting out here. So let's see. He rolls a 1, so he does. He's going to get Wolford to attack. So he's going to try to attack over here. Now, I don't think... Yeah, the Union didn't play that command confusion. They're holding it for when they dash up against Trossel Farm. So probably won't be played unless there's a direct movement or threat of movement to get into Trossel Farm. Wolford could try. He could try to get in there, but it's going to be tough because he would have to run the gauntlet of the 122nd New York firing on them in here, and he's only a 2 cohesion at this point. So I think the best avenue of approach is to have them attack Willard and try to push back the shoulder so that Barksdale can get in there as well. So first off, we're going to get some shooting by the sharpshooters and the other unit that's there, other Georgian unit. Rolls a 44. It's a routine hit. 23. It's retreat 1. So that pushes Willard back 1 hex. All right, so he goes back to the north. So that opens things up a little bit. So now, here comes Phillips Legion. Here comes the sharpshooters, the other Georgians. Here comes the 16th Georgia. Pretty much everybody who can get up there. The only one who can't really is, well, the shaken unit can get up there, but he can't support anybody, in the attack. And he's only 2 strength point. So I don't know if he'd make too much difference here. Well, he could, 4 and 5 over there. Well, let's see what happens. So first off, we're going to get some shooting. They're going to shoot at the 16th Georgia. It's going to be 9 against the 3 cohesion. Rolls a 51. That's going to hurt. It's a routine hit on the 16th Georgia. That means there's going to be a break test, or possibly a break test if he's hit. But they actually roll a 13, which is just an R1. So he just retreats 1 hex, but that takes him out of the attack. So that has actually limited the attack there a little bit. So maybe that shaken unit should have gotten up there, but we'll see. So now the attack is going to be with the 18th Georgia and the sharpshooters. They're going to go in, and they're going to 3 cohesion. Oh, they roll a 16. Ouch. Which is going to be a close fight. And then they roll a 51. Okay, so the 5 is going to be, that should be a BD if I remember. Yep, so they break. And then we have for the Union side, they are going to, they're not going to move at all because it was a BD. They should flip over. I don't know why he's not flipped over, but I'll flip him over here right now. Battle War. Now what's happened is that they played a confident, Union played a confident shit, so they can actually counterattack with that confident shit. And they're going to go after Philip's Legion with that, and they roll a 40. They roll a 45. That's actually Philip's Legion shooting back first, and then they'll attack. It's going to be a miss. Now they'll attack with a oh, that's right. Yeah, he shouldn't be flipped over because the BD in this game, in this particular version, is an attacker hit. There we go. So he should be a 9. He should be a 9. That's an attacker hit, and he'll be attacking with 9 strength points. Rolls a 26. Routine hit. 62 is a depletion. Retreat all 2. He's got to do a break test. Less than 2. He rolls a 6, so he is gone. Oh, so that attack failed miserably, and they have to they'll have to recover. So that may have done it for the Union, because now Wolford is pretty much broken. His whole brigade is on the broken track, and he's not getting out because this is the last turn. So let's continue onward here. CSA event shit. Let's see what they get for that. And they got a confident. No help, but they'll hold it. Next one is Gibbon. Rolls a 1. He puts Harrow into the attack. No, went to defend. Started with the attack and going to defend. So he's going to shift some of Harrow's units around. And what he did here was put a whole bunch of Harrow's depleted units. 1st Minnesota, 82nd New York, and the 15th Massachusetts, just piled them into Trossel Farm to get 8 strength points, hopefully to dissuade any more attacks by Barksdale's units down here. Okay, now we got Anderson coming out. He fails. Oh, that's going to hurt. I see that's going to cause problems, and that's going to be Lang activating, and he doesn't move. Next one's Fog of War. It's USA Chaos. They put the chit over there on Ward and Buckland, or actually Ward, sorry. Now we've got Longstreet. Now Longstreet has a decision to make, but he rolls dice first. Oh, he fails. That's not good. Both the CICs failed. Now next one's Anderson. Anderson succeeds. Now we're going to get Wilcox to attack. All right, so we've got a little bit of decision making here to do, because Wilcox is over here in the middle. He's not going to be able to get over to Trossel Farm. He's got a long way to get around. He's not going to do it. So he's got to push through and try to open up a seam so maybe Posey and Wright can get up into this hex right here and get the victory points there. So let's see how he does. So but the Union's going to be command confusion. Rolls a 4. And that's going to change him to a, we got to remember that here. Hold on here a second. Oh, yes, it keeps him with the attack. So he's going to keep going with the attack. And he rolls first off shooting. He's shooting these guys, 10th Alabama and 14th Alabama, at Brewster's units up here, 78th New York and 74th New York, and they miss. And now here comes Alabamans up to attack, like so. And so we're going to attack Ward with 9th Alabama, Ward stack, and then Hall's shaken and Webb's 72nd unit over in here, trying to open up some sort of gap and maybe get some confusion. That's what they're hoping, a little panic back here, which will open things up nicely for the Confederates. So here we go. So first off, we'll start with Hall's units. They shoot back at Wilcox. Ooh, they roll a 65 on an 8 column. That's going to hurt. That's a tough hit. They roll a 41, which is a depletion. 9th Alabama's battle worn, so that's going to lower the close assault. So it's going to be 6 SPs against 2 cohesion. So roll a 61. Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's a tough hit. And a 64 is a D2 and morale hit 2. So the Pennsylvanians get battle worn, and then Hall's unit needs to do a break test. They fail, so they're going to go on the broken track, and then he's going to take a morale hit and retreat 2. All right, so they're going to move up into there. So they're creating a seam. They've actually punched through and pushed back. We're hoping for a panic just to get some of these other units behind them out to help clear out the area for Posey and Wright. So let's try 9th Alabama now, or 8th Alabama now, against Ward stack. So first off, the defensive fire. They roll a 55 on the 11. That's a tough hit. 42, that's going to be a D, retreat 1. So he is pushed out, and that close combat ends. Now, a little bit precarious position for the 9th to 10th Alabama here, as that attack has failed. So now we've got to get Posey. We've got to get right up here to keep the pressure on. All right, so next up is Humphrey. He succeeds. He's going to get Brewster into the attack. So now Brewster is going to first off start shooting at those guys, and they miss. And then he's going to go and counterattack and try to retake the Kringle Farm. He's going to move those guys up, these guys up for support. So a whole bunch of New York regiments are going for the Kringle Farm and attacking the guns that are right beside there, Jordan's guns, and try to push them out. So Jordan is going to take a shot at the New Yorkers over there. 6 SP, cohesion 3, roll 6. Ooh, 63 is a tough hit. 55. Ooh, this is going to hurt a little bit. D2, morale hit, retreat 2, and panic 1. So they're battle worn. Morale hit 1, 2, retreat. And now the panic 1 is going to be on him, and he's going to go back 1, 2, 3. So now it's just up to the 71st New York to go after those guns. They're going to be on the 12-13 against the cohesion of 2. Remember, they're unsupported with a shaken unit beside them. So that's going to be a 62. That's going to hurt. That's going to be severe. Rolls a 1-1. It's a D and a retreat 1. So they flip over, and they're going to retreat back over to that Georgian unit over there. But Brewster has retaken the Kringle Farm, and thrown a big problem in for the Confederates because they don't have anybody to counterattack. Next up is Birney. Failed his activation. Ward's going to activate, and he's going to take a limited fire shot here, and he misses. Next up is Gibbon. Gibbon fails again. USA Command Chit comes out. Good ground. Oh, that's going to go right on Trossel Farm. So that pretty much seals it, I think, for Trossel Farm. But there is another avenue, which I'll explain here in a moment. All right, Confederate gets a firefight. They're going to shoot over here against Carr's New Hampshire regiment. And I think that's a Massachusetts regiment underneath him. Yeah. So they're going to roll on the 6, cohesion 2, 46 is a routine hit, 65, ooh, DR2. So the 11th Massachusetts is going to be battle worn and retreat. That helps out. They're going to shoot back with a 4 on a cohesion of 3. Get a routine hit. 22 is a miss. All right, so that's the first time in a long time I have seen the firefight jet actually work out for the playing player. All right, next jet out is Rebel Yell. They're going to hold that for a moment. That might help them out. Next one out is Gibbon. He finally gets somebody. Webb is going to defend. They're going to try to drive back Wilcox here, I think. I think so. Let's see what they're doing here. Oh, I see. Over here, Webb, right here. Going to take a shot at Wilcox down there. Rolls a 41. That's a miss. And then we're going to have Webb, 71st Pennsylvania, take a shot at Wilcox there. Rolls a 36, which is a miss. And then we are going to recover a morale hit. And then next we get Hayes. Hayes rolls a 1. We're going to get Smith to attack. They're going to open fire against them. Routine hit. 55. DR2. So Posey takes some damage and they've got to retreat. So that hurts the Confederate cause too, because they're Posey's big brigade was going to be the last hope to push through there, but Smith just knocked them back, knocked one of the regiments back. And now it's going to be a little bit tougher. Some more fire from the hill. 2 SP at 3 cohesion. Rolls a 26 is a miss. So Smith doesn't move and doesn't close combat, just ends the turn. Fortunes of War. Okay, next shit out, Hayes. So that's going to be Willard to activate. And Hayes is done. Next one out is Anderson. Anderson fails. Oh, no, that's not good. So this is going to be Wright. Yeah, because Wilcox has already succeeded. We're going to take Wright because Posey's the only one who can do it. Wright has a couple of shots here, maybe. Well, he's got one shot at least to try to help, but we'll see. Here's the shot from 48th Georgia. 4 SP and a cohesion of 2. Was a 34. That's not going to do it. All right. Next, we've got Humphreys. Rolls a 6 and fails. That's going to be Burling's brigade. And next, we've got Anderson again. Here comes Posey. All right. We got Posey. He activates. And Posey's going to attack. First off, he's going to do some shooting. 160th Pennsylvania is going to be the recipient of the 12th Mississippi's fire. Rolls 21, misses. The next door 16th is going to fire at them. 46 is going to be routine hit. 1-4, retreat 1. Pushes them back. Every little bit helps. But now they're going to come up to attack. All right, and they are going to go after Webb's 71st Pennsylvania. Webb misses. Now the attack is going to be, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot one over there to move up. Oh, I know what it was. No, he moved up and he was going to continue to move. The 16th Mississippi continued to move up here. That's why he took an opportunity shot back here at Webb took that shot because he was moving along. And then the 12th Mississippi is moving up there. And he gets a routine hit. He was going to try to move in with Posey. He's getting opportunity fire. He gets an R1, so he's got to go back. So that's where the units wind up. And now, here comes the attacks. So first off, 71st Pennsylvania, defensive fire. 5 against cohesion 3. Rolls an 11. That's going to be a big miss. And then they're going to attack. The 9 strength points pushes up to the 12-13 against a 2 cohesion. Rolls a 62. Ooh, that's a severe 63. Okay, so it's going to be D, morale hit, and retreat 2. Morale hit, and now they've got to retreat 1. And now they got to retreat out of there, but they're going to take some opportunity fire because this is the second hex. And rolls a 16, it's a miss. And then routine rolls a D. He's got to do a break test, and he fails, and he's out of there. So he can move up there. And now we've got 12th New Hampshire they've got to push out. There we go. Now remember, if he gets in there, what's going to be interesting is they do have a Rebel Yell to potentially play here as well, if they can get in here. So first off, here's a defensive fire. 65. Oh, it's a tough hit on the 16th Mississippi. 52. That's a depletion. R1. Oh, no, that's not going to do it. They got pushed back heavily. And Carr's 12th New Hampshire saves the day, because if they had broken through there, there was the potential of them going straight for that hex with Turnbull with a Rebel Yell on the next chip play. All right, let's continue on here. I think it's coming down to the end, and Union is making some good counterattacks, some good defensive stands here with it that may just save the day for him. So Humphreys is up next. He succeeds. It's going to be Carr. He's going to go defensive, take some shots here. First shot is a miss. Second shot is that's a hit, routine hit. 53, D and an R1. Oh, Posey gets hit again, and he has to push back. So Posey is pretty much battle worn and out of the action. Yeah, there's not much left of this attack coming up here. Last one here. Takes a shot. Oh, 65 is routine. DR2, break test. He fails, so he's out of there. So Anderson's units are melting here a little bit. Meantime, Carr moves up the rest and recovers units. Next up is Bernie. He fails. Graham's going to activate. Take some shots. First shot misses. Okay. The only shot misses, I should say. Then we got McLaws again. All right, this is going to be Barksdale, and he does activate. So Barksdale is going to attack, but not in the way that you're thinking. He's not going to go after the good ground. He's actually going to try to knock off the third main over here with Ward, and he can actually move off the board here and get victory points for units getting off the board. But it's not much, and I don't think we're going to get much more than 1 or 2 points, but it could be enough. So they're going to attack him. First off, defensive fire. Also 35 is a miss. Now the attack is on the 5. It goes up to the 8-9 with a cohesion of 3. And they roll a 51 for routine hit. 22 is an RA1. So they have to fall back. And now they can move up and off, all right, because he can advance 2 hexes because they push them back. All right, and he'll move up and off. So there's, actually, he just moves up, sorry. Oh, at that point, yeah, they got units off the board and picked up 1 point. And at that point, I think I called it because they really couldn't have anything happen. The only thing I thought of was this afterwards, that they could do the Rebel Yell against them, but I just did this just to see what would happen. They actually get bumped back and they got broken. So actually nothing happened there to end the game. So where did we wind up? Well, Confederates had Peach Orchard for 2 points. Then they also had Rogers Orchard, Godori Farm, and the Northern Emmitsburg Road, all for 5 points. And then they got 2 units off. They got a unit off. That gave them another point for 6 points, which in the end winds up as being a draw for the whole battle. Now, I think that's pretty realistic in terms of what happened. There's a lot of units just melted here at the end. You can see Wofford and Barksdale are pretty beat up. Same thing with Posey and Wright and Wilcox. All been beat up. The only good strength is Lang and able to stand. The same thing with the Union. They're pretty beat up too, but they hold the ground. They just had more units than the Confederates to actually take the game. So that's where we are. That's what happened with this great little scenario. Give it a try if you've got it. I highly recommend these smaller scenarios in Longstreet attacks. The big scenario is good too. Just a lot to play. These smaller ones, are just enough. I find that they work out well and they play fairly realistic to that. Being aggressive on both sides and smart aggression on both sides is the key to it. Either winning or defeating the Confederates on this particular scenario. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And look forward to more ACWs coming along, some more blind swords. We'll be getting back to that a little bit more too. And got some other stuff coming down the pike. So thanks for watching.